And finally, monsieur, a wafer thin mint.
Nah.
Oh, sir, it's only a tiny little thin one.
Nah, fuck off, I'm full.
Oh, sir. It's only a wafer thin.
Look, I couldn't eat another thing. I'm absolutely stuffed. Bugger horse.
Just one.
Oh, just one.
Just the one, monsieur. Voila. Bon appétit.
Good morning, Michelle Kay here, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Alliance in Long Beach, California. And I want to talk about how many times is too many times to have your credit report pulled when you're in the process of looking for property. Not so long ago, I was told that, oh, it's okay that you have your credit pulled so many times because they know you're searching for property. Well, as it turns out, I was informed a couple weeks ago that this is not true. If you have FICO scores in that range of 650 to 750, or, probably for anybody's FICO scores where we know that it becomes what your rate is going to be, your final rate is dependent on those FICOs. He really didn't recommend more than 3 times. 3 would be his limit. So what I think you have to do in this market, because you have so many people who are selling and the listing agents will request that their lender run a credit report on you. I would say that you insist that we're going to make an offer. If the offer is accepted and you're ready to move forward, then say, okay, I'll let you run the credit report. I wouldn't do it up front. So I apologize for my clients out there. This is a bit of a flip-flop, but I agree with him. So that's my tip for the day is be careful on how many of those credit reports you pull, even if you are out there looking for a house. You have a great day. Michelle Kay. You can find me at followmetohome.com, or you can call me at 562-243-2171. Thanks.
In certain qualified cases, where a homeowner owes more on their home than what it is worth today, a lender may allow that homeowner to sell the property for less than the mortgage balance and accept a short sale. A short sale allows the homeowner to sell their home to a buyer, thereby avoiding a lengthy foreclosure process that can be damaging to credit and future ability to purchase real estate. To qualify for a short sale, as a homeowner, you must meet 3 simple requirements. 1, you must have a financial hardship or a verifiable reason why you are unable to pay your mortgage payment. 2, you must have insolvency, or in the eyes of the bank, you must not have the cash or assets to pay off your mortgage balance. And 3, you must have a monthly shortfall or verifiable financials that show that each month you can't afford all of your monthly payment obligations, including your mortgage. If you meet these 3 simple requirements, it is very possible that with the right real estate agent, you will be able to negotiate a short sale.
As you can see, we've had our eye on you for some time now, Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Oh, Mr. Anderson. 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 Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson. Kneel. Because as we both know, without purpose, we would not purpose. It is purpose that purpose. Purpose that purpose, 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 purpose that purpose. Purpose.
Remember, I am Morpheus.
I'm looking for a gift.
Piss off.
Surprised to see me?
Why don't you sit right back and I may tell you a tale of 3 little pigs and a big bad wolf. One day, he bought a guitar. He moved to Hollywood to become a star. But living on the farm, he knew nothing of the city. Built his house out of straw, what a pity. Then one day, jamming on some chords, along came the wolf, knocking on his door. Little pig, let me in. By the hair of my chinny chin chin. Little pig, let me in. Smoking, hopping and a bopping down on Venice Beach, getting paid money for religious speech. Built his shelter from when he garbage picked, mostly made up of old cans and sticks. Then one day he was cranking up a Marley. Along came the wolf on his big bad Harley. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Well, I'm huffing, I'll blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Rubbing it up.
That din was the sound of my shower head. The shower head in my hotel suite. Since yesterday, when apparently my suite was entered without my permission and some changes were made. I believe to add cameras, maybe to remove them, but I doubt they were removing cameras. To add audio devices and to make it easier to inflict toxic gases and agents upon me as I shower. I do not turn this vent on because of the fact that it's been used in the past, since April, as a matter of fact, that I'm aware of, and probably before that, to gas me. As you can see, the light has been removed, and this vent has been removed. I took a video of this hotel suite and these things the days that I moved in. If you look at that video, you will not see evidence of these things having been removed. The shower head, the plate behind it, has also been removed and replaced. And there is evidence that somebody entered the wall behind this clothes hamper. The toilet is right here, so it's right across from this wall. Now, I don't know whether that is actually gaslighting me or someone did go behind that wall. It's horrifying to take a shower and know that there are people watching you wash your private parts.
For the last 14 days, you have been in constant suspense and have gone without food. You haven't eaten anything. Now I urge you to take some food. You need it to survive. Not one of you will lose a single hair from his head. After you said this, he took some bread and gave thanks
to have no privacy, even in your own bathroom, is disturbing.
They were all encouraged and ate.
The smoke detector has also been removed.
Altogether, there were 276 of us on board. When they had eaten as much as they wanted, they lightened the ship by throwing the grain into the sea.
Now, mind you,
when daylight came, they did not recognize the land, but they saw a bay with a
let's excuse my messy desk. I have a camera that I run constantly that points both at the computer and at the doorway when I'm gone. They're finding some way to stop that camera when they enter the space. And I have some idea of how they do it. I was aware when I began using the camera to record activity that's not legitimate in my absence, that they would do what they're doing, which is using some kind of radio control or electromagnetic device to stop the camera in place, and then using that same device to restart the camera as if it was never stopped. They come in, they do what they want, and they leave. I covered this peephole because I was concerned that there might be a device in there, a la Erin Andrews, who had devices like this installed in her peephole. I'm doing everything I can to protect myself from these criminals. I really don't care whether people think I'm crazy. I am convinced that I'm going to be vindicated. If you take a look at this, you see, I had pressed the tape into the crack. Yeah, you can see evidence of something pushing out the tape, which is an indication that there's gas being forced through these cracks around the sprinkler.
Suffering from fever and dysentery. Paul went in to see him, and
it's either that or they removed the tape
his hands on him
to engage in some kind of activity that they should not have. Either way, it has been accessed by these criminals. I know that I did not put the tape that close to the sprinkler head because I'm concerned that by touching the sprinkler head, I will set it off. So I know I didn't do that. So it looks like it's been removed. It may have even been replaced by my tape, which I leave in that drawer over there.
And so we came to Rome.
I have covered this.
The believers there have heard that we were coming, and they traveled as far as the
alarm speaker up because it is a method of accessing the suite. All of this sounds crazy, but it will be proved to be true. I am convinced of that. They are convinced that it won't be. They are convinced that I will be killed. They are convinced that they almost succeeded today when I nearly fainted, nearly vomited and fainted. They thought because of some electronic activity, and it was in part because of an electronic attack that they engaged it against me this morning. Or early this afternoon, that forced me back to bed because I felt so ill. But I'm also engaged in a religious fast, so that is part of the reason why that happened. I am susceptible to nausea when I first awake in the morning. I always have been, and if I move too fast, what happened to me this morning can't happen, and I did. So they're not entirely responsible, but they certainly feel empowered by it and have been trying to attack me all day and make me, they've been trying to kill me, but I have it on God authority that they will not. I'm smelling various toxins. I think that they try to replicate some of the hair products I use or the kinds of fragrances I would use, but they don't do a very good job any more than they try to replicate the odor of decomposing body and decomposing human flesh and blast it into my vehicle. You really can't replicate that.
Understand with their hearts and turn, and I would heal them. Therefore,
anyway,
I want you to know that God's salvation has been sent to the Gentiles, and they will listen. For 2 whole years,
it's only by the grace of God that I maintain any kind of semblance of sanity,
he proclaimed the kingdom
with knowledge that I am being video recorded in my bathroom when I'm naked. I don't understand why this is illegal for any other purpose, for any individual, but it's perfectly acceptable for people who have what is apparent U.S. government support and access to resources. It's okay for them to do this.
Okay. Who are you supposed to be? Who am I? Who am I? I am the lawnmower man. I can hear your lawn's cries for miles. She say over and over, cut me. Cut me. So I pack up my burro and I ride for 3 days. For 3 days, I get no sleep. I take no breaks. just to be here, to fix your lawn. For she is an abomination.
A what?
An abomination! An abomination!
I'm sorry, I don't speak Mexican.
Coño! Abomination! It's an American word. It means disgrace, shameful, not so nice.
Oh, I get it. You want to cut the grass.
Basically, yes. But to me, cutting the lawn is much more than just a job. It is...
I'll give you $10.
Sold! And may I say, senor, that you will not be disappointed with the skills of...
I quickly became pretty anxious, but I didn't understand why. My doctor said he thought that it was postnatal depression with anxiety. With an absent father and the pressure to return to work, I felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I soon began to feel very anxious, and it became worse and worse every day until I had panic attacks, and I felt very agoraphobic. I had constant generalized anxiety, depersonalization, derealization, and morbid thoughts. I became very dependent on my mother and my family members, which was tough on them, and I felt so crazy. Most of the time, I felt like I was in a play or a film. I was sort of outside myself, and the world around me felt unreal, and that was really frightening for me. Panic attacks happened, both day and night. Nighttime panic attacks were the most frightening. I would wake up from a deep sleep, jump across the bedroom, sweating, shaking, breathing like I'd been running a marathon race. I was driving my family crazy, and I didn't know what to do. I felt so guilty because I wasn't coping with my son. I felt lost and alone. It had been over 3 years since all this started, and things hadn't gotten better or worse.
There were hell of a crazy people back there, man.
Must have cut his heart out. Must have cut his heart out. Must have cut his heart out. Must have cut his heart out.
Go now. Ready. Go. I'm done.
All right, now how do I pause it?